what we've seen in the world of where we're sitting today, is there any government or any Indigenous persons anywhere in the world who are making advances, that are working together, that we can have as an example to look to a future? Or are we at, and we're running with no shoes on right now?
Well, I think the short answer is we're it.
We're it?
You know, quite often you'll hear, you know, the mythology of certain areas or groups or whatever that are really doing well. And, you know, it's human nature to want to believe that. We desperately want to believe that, but you have to look at the, you know, the underlying conditions, you know, from an international perspective all the way down. And when you do that, you know, it's not all that pretty. You know, all of those forces and the, you know, the motivation and the values. And I talked a bit about that at the beginning, right? And there's no, I don't believe that, you know, I guess the essence of what I'm saying is the only way we can change that is if we do it collectively.
Yes.
It can't be done by Indigenous people alone. You know, it was really hard for me to do this, but I was asked, being chair of the nation, to make some remarks when the torch came into Kelowna. And I was really thought, geez, how can I do that? Because I've been speaking out against the Olympics, I'm boycotting the Olympics, and people were saying, well, we need a voice. We have to have a voice there. You have to go. And so Joan and I went. And, you know, there were thousands of people in that park. And what I spoke about was the ancient Hopi prophecy. And which essentially talks about the day will come when Mother Earth is in great peril, when the four colors, all of the races of mankind will come together, because the need will be there for that to happen to defend Mother Earth.
Yes.
But part of that prophecy is also there will be another group that will be doing likewise, but they seek to exploit Mother Earth. And that will be the final conflict that determines, you know, whether Mother Earth will survive. And I think that's the lesson we need to know and understand. That, you know, we have to stop this, you know, this bickering, this squabbling,
Yes.
you know, this ideological bickering, and get on with the business of doing what we were put here to do. You know, and that's to, you know, to protect the land and protect the people. That's the essence of the responsibilities of Indigenous people universally. And when you get involved in doing that, it's just such a overwhelming feeling. You know, you just can't wipe the smile off your face. When we were in Victoria, there were so many powerful, eloquent statements made, you know, by everyone. And there wasn't anyone there, unless they had shares or, you know, in the fish farms, that didn't really celebrate that day. And I remember here locally, there were times a long time ago when, you know, there used to be gatherings and whatnot. But, so we just have to keep our eye on the ball.
Really, I think what I wanted to say is, when the Green Party finally, how will we work together to be able to create the kind of change that is needed here in British Columbia? And of course, that's a huge question. It's one that is going through my mind.
Well, I think that quite often our journey is long and lonely. And I think those of us that are involved in this kind of work know and understand that. And it's painful, and it's heartbreaking. The indigenous community is going through that right now. There was a tremendous backlash and fallout with what happened. And we're going into an all chiefs meeting next week. It'll be the first time since last August. But I believe that, if you're able to continue doing the right thing, that people will see that, and they will want to be part of it. And they go where the light is. So you have to be the light. You can't be the light. The light goes out when the bickering starts.
Yes.
And whatnot. So I think we spend too much time, in bickering, debating, arguing, grandstanding, and we should be out there doing something, because that really brings people together, right? If people are made to feel welcome and whatnot. It's a well-publicized fact that I was over here next door there a few years ago applauding Campbell, and I got my butt severely kicked for that. Last election I was out there hugging Carol, and I was showing off my NDP membership card and whatnot, and I got kicked around for that. So I've almost made my complete journey here. I think that time is in our favor, and I think what's going on in the world, certainly, I mean, my God, look at what's going on in the Gulf of Mexico.
My God.
So, I think people are beginning to wake up. So, as far as being a member of the NDP, that is something that has been something a very long time. Joan's a member, has been forever. She's ran for the party twice locally here, and it's too bad she wasn't elected. I think she was a far superior candidate and whatnot. But it's not lost on the Aboriginal people of this country that the NDP were empowered during Gustafson Lake.
Yes.
And there were 70,000 rounds that were fired into that camp. We haven't forgotten that. We haven't forgotten that it was Harcourt that brought in, this horrible treaty process, that's been a plague. And we haven't forgotten that.